We might be on mute. We're no longer on mute. Hopefully, we're no longer on mute. Um, what's up? Welcome back to the live. Again, I'm your host, Keith, here to bring you knowledge, information, and hopefully a bit of entertainment. Um, oh man, last night's live Ask a Hermeticist went so well. I think we'll do it again. If you're watching this video not live, thanks for being here. Thanks for checking in. Too bad we missed you, but it's cool. Just hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and you will be notified when we do this one more again. It's a lot of fun, actually. We take in callers. Just kidding, we don't have callers. It's a YouTube live. Oh, but wouldn't that be cool if I did? I wonder if there's a way to encrypt my phone number and give it out and have people call in live. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh, man, that'd be really cool. Anywho, so we're going to do a sort of ask and you shall receive sort of thing. We'll use tarot cards, we'll use the moon, we'll use lights, we'll use candles, we'll use aliens, we'll use whatever the hell happens to me. I think a bat flew in the room last night. That was pretty dope. Heaven?
Antonio.
Oh, shit.
What's good?
No, you scared me. I was like, no one was home, and then someone was home. Thought we were getting robbed. That would be most unfortunate. Anywho. Sorry about that. Homie came in. But, pulling from the Herbal Tarot deck, and also pulling from the Kephis's Mind. And is there anything else I need to go over? Oh, I had to sorry, you guys. We're trying to donate to the Streamlabs yesterday, which I don't know what the hell is going on with Streamlabs. It's so frustrating. I would like it to work, but it's not. So I set up the PayPal. Super simple. It's in the description if you guys want to pitch in. Saving up for a new studio. Anywho, let's get on to the juicy stuff. Let me open up my phone so I can. So when you guys see me address my phone, I'm addressing your guys' comments and looking at nudes. So sorry if I'm not giving my full attention. Just kidding. Mostly, just kidding. I mean, I could be looking at nudes. Probably not. Chances are not, but I could. You never know. Anywho, where are we? Yada yada yada. Pulling up. Oh, I forgot about the music. Shit. Last night, usually we hit you with the deep Middle Eastern vibes, but tonight I thought we'd kick it a little more smoother. You know what I mean? Feeling like nighttime ramen. One of my favorite things. So, let us light a candle. Hopefully I'm not muted right now. That would be shitty. Alright, cool. We're not on mute. Because that would also be most unfortunate. We're pulling cards for the squad. You got a question? Hit me with a question. You've got questions? You've got answers. That's all state stand. Are you in good hands? Also low-key auditioning for all state commercials. Where'd the candle go? Also, sorry to whoever I sold black candles to within the last week. I got a funky batch. Of beeswax. Yeah, that's that. I had to add lots of dye, and that shit might have came out whack. But it's cool. We're gonna stay on track, because I'm going to reimburse you. How about that? So, sorry about that. I had to add extra dye to dye the beeswax, and I think I added too much dye, and it might be clogging the wigs. So, I'll have to make up for that. Anywho, where were we? If you're curious what we're doing here, this is the old Devil's Club Spagyric. Good for the solar plexus. Will, very masculine, fire-driven. It's good for the Aries moon that's coming to an end soon. Damn, we just can't stop the rap. We in a trap. Ooh, hit him with a new mix-up. Sweet rat-a-tat-tat. Nikki DeLoncre. Nate Child, spiritual learner. What up, everybody? Phoenix, what up, brother? Your Royal Highness. What's gravy? Tap, tap. I normally don't have bars. Something with the positioning of the stars. Oh, can't stop. Can't stop. Someone shut him down. He's gonna light the bitch on fire. Oh man. Sorry. I've been getting carried away tonight. Where are you from originally, Nate Child? Is that a ask a hermetic question? Is that the first question we're going with? I'm down for it. What do you mean originally? Like nationality, race, ethnicity? City I was born in? I'm from Southern California, a little coastal town in Oxnard, if you guys have ever heard of it. I currently, however, live in Santa Barbara, which is another beach town slightly to the north. I've got mixed genetics from all over the world. Yeah. What star system? I don't know. Shout out to my Arcturians out there. Does that count as being from somewhere? Will I ever get out of this department? I'm not. Are you an Earthling? Fuck yeah, I'm an Earthling. You kidding me? I'm as Earthling as it gets. I'm Earth as a motherfucker. The Earth Master. I am what some might call a shepherd of the Earth. At least the trees. I find myself not caring about humans too much. At least I feel not as much as I should. But I'm definitely down for the trees. Also, let me know if the music is too loud in the background. Man, we've been up to some interesting things lately. Someone asked me to do a candle burning for them on Etsy, which is something I've never done before. So I'm probably going to do that on a live to get your guys' juju added into the candle. Which I'm stoked on, and she's stoked on. I've been growing frankincense trees that are taking off right now. I'll be able to make my own resin for you guys soon. Imagine that, your own man of letters, grown intended frankincense resin to burn at your pleasure from these hands. Anywho, all right. Who's we need the questions to start coming in, you guys. If you've ever been curious about some wildness going on from the Hermetic studies, Kabbalion, or just any spiritual question in general, we're gonna hammer it with the Hermetic philosophy, and we're gonna beat it to a pulp. Or we can just hang out and BS. Burn oregano and drink wine. Nate Child, I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well too. I really do, actually, because it's been a crazy couple of weeks. Definitely been balls to the wall. And I'll be in the New Orleans area if any of you guys are down there in the South for Halloween with the fam, just on some vacationing spooky shit, if you know what I mean. Nate Child, ooh. Naychild has a rather controversial question. Well, hit us. Also, at any point, you guys let me know if the audio is going weird. Something's happening so I can sort of keep up with you guys. Moan, you seem new. How's it going? Introduce yourself. Everyone say hi to Moan. Give her a warm welcome. What do you think happens to a person who commits suicide? That's not controversial. That's just heavy as fuck. But you asked it, so I'll do my best to answer it. A lot of my answers are going to be somewhat frustrating for you guys when it comes to spiritual topics, which is probably all of your questions. And because I can't prove any of this shit without reason of a doubt, especially something like what happens post-death anyway you die, I can only give interpretations of this world and texts and try to put together the best answer I can that's both helpful, hopefully relieving. Yeah, so simple answer, what do I think happens after someone commits suicide? Not too sure. Obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but it seems first and foremost we'd have to figure out why and how. Someone having, say someone loses their fortune and can't live without fame and status and glory and money, and so they commit suicide, right? There's that kind of suicide. And then there's, okay, what about a father who throws his own life in front of the moving vehicle to save his child? Suicide, but different circumstance, right? So the way things are handled has a lot to do with the outcome. Sort of, in the Hermetic philosophy, we call this the law of cause and effect. You cannot have an effect, right? You can't have a result that doesn't have a piece of the cause in it. 2 + 2 = 4. 2 + 2 is the cause. 4 is the effect. 4 is made up of 2 and 2, right? You cannot have 4 that doesn't have a piece of the origin in it. So when it comes to suicide, obviously, I keep saying obviously as if this shit were obvious. Maybe it's not, but Christianity, and I'm pretty sure Islam and Judaism, pretty much the Abrahamic religions, say you go to hell for all eternity. I don't buy that. I definitely don't buy that. But I do believe that there's, depending upon how your life is, how you take your own life, that there's a sort of super heavy, fucking dense vibration that gets just rattled out into the world. And I think that because taking one's own life seems to me a very, very, very unnatural thing to do. Not that it's bad or good, just unnatural. Like, I don't know, use your own imagination. There's tons of unnatural things that don't normally naturally happen, that aren't bad. So because it's super unnatural and because it's such a violent act against life, to me it sort of creates like a fucking dense blip in time and space, which is why that suicide force, like Golden Gate Bridge, attracts people who commit suicide. I watched a documentary, don't ask me why, about people who commit suicide off of the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, which happens to be one of the suicide capitals of the world. And it showed live footage of people jumping to their deaths because it was just a 24/7 clock. I don't know why someone didn't monitor said 24/7 clock, but anywho. And then there's another forest in Japan, like Suicide Forest, where people go in there and kill themselves, and it creates this sort of fucking vortex. It draws in death, and it draws in anger and sadness and melancholy, isolation, which are things that lead to suicide, of course, right? One thing leads to another, and I'm sure if people commit suicide, it's sort of... So what happens to people after? What happens to people? I don't fucking know. I have no idea. Some of the esoteric studies I've read that talk about suicide and things like that. One of the most interesting, and this is why it stuck with me for so long, is that when people commit suicide, they go to this sort of literal place where their soul has to be worked on because they committed a very violent, unnatural act that at such a scale that it fucked up their whole being. So the person described it as this. They said that they died, went to this place where it was like a hospital, like an astral hospital with creatures and beings helping them, helping fix them. And it was like not like bright and lovey. It was dark and sort of scary and twisted. And there was different, what he described as corridors or rooms with people inside of them being fixed from other horrendous, unnatural deaths. So... Again, depending upon how you take your life, if it's in sacrifice for a loved one, or if it's just pure sort of selfishness, it's gonna taint your soul. It's gonna taint your soul, or it's gonna taint it. There's going to have to be some sort of reparations made for that soul to be healthy, which is what I think the Bible was getting into by sending your soul to hell. I just don't buy the idea of an everlasting hell for all eternity that's been determined by 50 years on earth. Say you live for 50 years and you do one bad thing that sends you to hell. So you were supposed to figure it out in 50 years. And you couldn't, so you went to hell for all eternity? Like, it's just fucking silly. It doesn't make any sense to me. Anywho, that's more or less what I think happens when someone commits suicide, based off the Hermetic philosophy, which was, again, we used a law of cause and effect and some vibration in there. But, yeah. You got a nice... I have an accent? Guys, Anya just said that Chaboy has an accent. I didn't know I had an accent. But that's awesome. Also, don't know what WTDLL means. Your sister took your phone? If that's the case, maybe WTD, WLD, WB, fucking WNBA, whatever. I don't know what that means. Someone explain that to me. Do animals ever commit suicide? I have no idea, Jill. Google it and report back. Yeah, there was a person who jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and survived, and it was the wildest story. It was on that documentary. His first words out of his mouth were, I was standing at the edge of the bridge, and I just couldn't take it anymore, and I jumped, and as soon as the moment my feet left the bridge, I thought to myself, I don't want to die. And can you imagine that? You jump off the bridge and you're like, fuck, that was a bad idea. Imagine all the people who had that thought but didn't survive. They're just like, oh fuck, this was a terrible, I'm so sorry, like, oh my god, and then they hit, damn, that's fucking heavy. Anywho, this guy survived, shattered a fuck ton of bones in his body, but dolphins, or it was seals, held him up so that he didn't drown, and then a boat came and saved him. How fucking crazy is that? Nade Child, I would say intention has something to do with it. You guys, I am not insisting suicide on any level. If you guys are having problems with suicide, reach out to a homie, call a loved one. There are hotlines out there. Remember, people who commit suicide usually are high in depression, and it's been clinically proven that a huge source of depression comes from isolation. So, which sucks because when you're depressed, you just want to be alone. But if you are hurting and you are in the dumps, you got to be around people. Humans are social creatures. I don't care how much of an empath or a fucking indigo child you think you are, or some other kind of woo-woo ass clan. You need homies. You fucking need homies, and you need good ones. So that's all I have to say about that. Hope that helps, Nate. Oh, the video is not loading? Sorry. Yes, animals are amazing. Native Peacemaker, what up? Everyone say hi to Native Peacemaker. She goes by Nessa or Ness. Anywho. What do you think about feeling like you see God in others, like they actually are God? What's your take on that? If you feel in it. Dominique, welcome, homie. My body overproduces DMT daily. Shit. Okay. We will address Native Peacemakers since she, I believe, is the only one who's asked a question yet. So the question is, what do you think about feeling like you see God in others? Like they actually are God? What's your take on that if you're feeling it? Well, that's a good question. That is a damn good question. That is a fantastic question. Again, we're answering this from the Hermetic point of view. And here's what Hermeticism has to say about humans being God. It is written in the Kabbalion. Maybe someone can pull it up for me and get us the exact quote, because I'll probably murder it. But it goes something like this. Like, the sage laughs at people who jump up and exclaim, I am God. Or like, I am God. And so the sages, right, the active sages that you don't hear about, the fucking ones behind the scenes, laugh at people who go, I'm God, like I am it, like I am God, living like I am God. They say the sages laugh at these people. And relate it to humans are to God, or the all, whatever name you want to call the origin, the unnameable thing. Even God is not a good name for it because it's something that can't be named. Anywho, I digress. People to God are like Hamlet to Shakespeare. It would be silly for Hamlet to jump out of the book and say, I am Shakespeare. Shakespeare is an aspect. Hamlet is an aspect of Shakespeare. Hamlet is a creation within the mind of Shakespeare, but he's not Shakespeare. Right? Shakespeare is Hamlet. He's the protagonist, the antagonist. Shakespeare can put the book down and write another book altogether, or stop writing books and build ships. Right? Hamlet is by no means someone that can put the book down and go ride a bike. Right? We are aspects of the mind of the all. We can be God-like. So when you ask, I see God in other people, I guess your answer is you should see God in other people, and you should see God in everything else. I guess it's just you being woke as fuck. I don't know how else to put it. I know that's kind of cliche and kind of cheesy to say, but most people, unless they've been following the spiritual path for a while or have done a heavy dose of psychedelics, don't really see the all in the minuscule, in the minute. They don't really see the godliness of, or at least the potential for godliness in humanity, in plants, in rocks, in fucking sunsets, in laughter. So if you're seeing God or seeing other people, and you're thinking they actually are God, do you mean like you feel like you're in a dream and everyone is in God, or these other people and you are not God but other people are, and you're sort of like in this movie? Because that's kind of what it feels like. Because of course you are an aspect of God as well. Am I making any sense? Regina, darling. I love that name, darling. Hey there, thank you kindly. I don't marry strangers, though. Brandy Renee, is it possible that the negative energy behind that person's incarnation to create their suicidal path was to create an equally forceful opposite energy to push others towards their truth path? Damn, Brandy Renee, you went deep on me. Yeah, I thought that was a clever metaphor. That's very well said, Yesenia. It was clever as fuck for him to say that, because it's like that still allows every character in the book to be an aspect of God, to be God experiencing God through an individual perspective, but that's still yeah. Anywho, it's not that we can't be God-like, because we're created in the image of God, and it is humanity's nature to expand and become God-like. It's written in the Emerald Tablets that Thoth had visited other cultures who were light years past humanity. And he says, however, that's humanity's goal, is to be at that level. And not only is it humanity's goal to be at that level, but it is to be above and beyond even that level. So we grow as gods, but in the relative, not the absolute. So we can be, like, we rolled up on the natives in South America with helicopters and shit, and we were like, yo, what up, bitches? We got tanks, you got sticks. Where all the ayahuasca at? I'm trying to take that shit back to the homeland. And the natives were like, no. And the gods were like, yes. And the natives were like, fuck, alright, there's not much we can do, you got tanks and shit. Anywho, again, according to the Hermetic philosophy, this is what humanity can aspire to be. A never-ending growth of godliness, but not quite the origin, not quite the Shakespeare. Hope that helps. Nay, child, nothing is unnatural. Well, be careful with absolutes, first and foremost. There are no absolutes other than the all itself. So when you say nothing is unnatural, you're saying that If you're saying nothing is unnatural, then you're saying everything is natural. And that's just not the case because of the law of polarity, which tells us everything has an opposite and equal force, other than, of course, the all itself. So, just because everything is God does not mean you can't have unnatural things. Life Life without music, I can't go. Damn, should we put on some Steel Pulse? Life has a tendency to expand and to grow. And when you look out into the natural world, things, the goal of things is to expand, right? So think of planet Earth. It started off with single-celled organisms, right? Actually, it started with no organisms. It was just a desolate fucking rock floating through space. And then all of a sudden, through whatever miracle there was, there started to form single-celled organisms called amoebas. I think they're called amoebas. Only one cell. Eventually, these cells started to swallow each other. And then they became multi-celled organisms, like mold. Well, not mold. Actually, that came way later. But I believe algae was the first multi-celled organism, or something along those bacteria and shit, producing photosynthesis. Right. So then, plants came, and then life was born, and then life grew and expanded. It filled all of the oceans, and then it spilled over onto the land. So now life is filling up the land. And then what happened when life filled the land? And life took to the skies, and birds started coming around. So life spread to the fucking skies. And now humans came along, and we're like, nah, homie, we're trying to go way past the skies. Now humans are growing and expanding, colonizing the moon, colonizing Mars, trying to colonize other fucking dimensions. So life, the natural progression of things tends to be growth and expansion and complexity, right? Even death paves the way to life. An animal dies, the carcass gets decomposed and becomes nutrients for a healthier soil to grow bigger trees to support more life than before through death, right? But that death was specific, was a natural death. Its goal was to live and to do as much living as possible, and to do as much well done living as possible that aids to growth, that aids to expansion, that aids to networking and building communities and building ecosystems and building cultures and building humanity. Building, that's what nature does. It becomes more complex throughout time. Again, think of the beginning of the universe. It was just gas. It was hydrogen. That was it. Just hydrogen floating around fucking endlessly. Simple. Hydrogen started to coalesce into stars. Stars were born. Boom. Universe was never the same. Stars grew bigger, created more elements in their core, eventually couldn't create enough energy to contain itself, and then it fucking blows up, and boom, you have a supernova. Now you have all the materials for planets. And then we already talked about what the planets did. They started off as rocks, and then they became more complex. They grew, they evolved, they ascended. And so when you say, isn't suicide natural? Again, I'm not answering factually. I'm just saying, using nature, which is what I just did, as a guide, which is what I do for most things, suicide seems to be incredibly unnatural and incredibly violent. And as a result, leaves a mark on anything involved with it. Spirits from another village. Damn. Give me 1 second. My mom's trying to get me to come downtown. I guess they put a bunch of pianos out there. Hey, sorry, Mom. I'm on a live right now. I'll be done real soon. I don't know how much longer you guys are done or with dinner, but I wanted to go to that reggae show tonight. I think it starts at like 9:30, but I'll be down there one way or another. Shit, I'm way behind you guys' comments. What's good, Jose? So I'm goddess-ish. Yeah. Yeah. No, you... No, you guys are all goddesses and gods. It's just that if you're talking in terms of the all, gender is another law of the Hermetic philosophy, which says that anything that exists out here as an extension from the all has two qualities of energy built into it, a masculine and a feminine, which don't have much to do with your sex as male or female, and more to do with specifically qualities of energy. So, to say you're a goddess is to say you're only half of the thing, because the other half of the thing is the god, right? The male aspect. But again, the all is neither male nor female. That's above all laws. It is undefinable. So it would be almost blasphemous to call the all a goddess, right? Because it's only half of the quality of energy in all of existence. And you don't fucking call the all half of something. That just doesn't make any sense. Nor is it a male god, because that's also saying that's only half of all that exists, which is just silly and slightly blasphemous. So, even that in and of itself should tell you that you can't say that you're a goddess and be the same exact thing as the all, and vice versa as a god, the male aspect. Just so we don't trigger any gender wars in the chat room. Hi, Mickey. Ooh, Yui, are you in love, man? Good luck. Are you guys having trouble hearing my audio? Hold on, let me see if I can fix the audio. Check 1 2. Let me know if that helped. Badly in love. Hopefully not badly in love. Alright. I'm gonna pull a card for Huey. Huey, you're gonna get 3 cards because we're pushing for you here. Wagwan with Huey's love affair right now. Not affair, but you know what I mean. Is that better? Bear with me, I'm gonna move the mic so it might make weird sounds in your headphones. Alright, I just moved the microphone more in front of my face, so let me know if that helped. Okay. I gotta get rid of her boyfriend, Huey. I don't know if I can condone lovers quarrel. Fine, I'm not judging. I'm pulling the cards for you. Just be careful. Mucho cuidado, mijo. Mucho cuidado. Here's 1 card. Here's 2 cards. And here's 3 cards. I know a lot of people say they don't do reversed. I do. Your first two cards are reversed. First is Eight of Swords. Second is Five of Cups. And the third is a Two of Cups. And it's not reversed. So, someone saved me time from having to look these cards up. You Tarot Masters. And leave it in the description. Leave it in the comment section. San Antonio, what up? It's for the greater good. Be careful with determining what the greater good is. After all, Hitler was trying to clear the world for the better good. So, I guess just be careful. I'm not judging. Do you, boo-boo? I pulled your tree cards. The first, like I said, was Eight of Swords reversed. The second is Five of Cups reversed. I'll pull out my little booklet right now and help you. Two of Cups. It was your third card. And oh my God, I'm getting fucked. I got hungry out of nowhere. Nothing good comes from making an honest woman go bad. Damn, Luis Gonzalez. Speaking from the pulpit. Pull my cards. Alright, Bradley, you can't just be shouting around demands like that. Just coming out of left field. Like, hey, watch my drawers. Alright, where's the book at? I might need more light for this. Eight of Swords. Since none of you guys are going to help me out in the comment section, I guess I'll look it up myself. Just reading by candlelight and shit. Eight of Cards. Oh, Eight of Cards. Oh, I can't even fucking think. Eight of Swords. Where is it? Yada, yada, yada. Yada, yada, yada. Some friends become enemies. Some enemies become friends. What the hell? What is sword there? There we go. The black cohosh is the plant, because this is the herbal tarot deck. So each card has a corresponding plant with its own spiritual properties that are said to aid in that card. Ooh, it's a stress reducer, anti-spasmodic, cramped, locked in, publicly restrained or held back, reverse, being totally in the moment, involvement in present concerns. So that's your card, being in the now. I have no idea how that helps you. Let me see if I can read a little more. Wait, did someone say money on liver card? Because this plant is for the liver. Epilepsy, chorea, to alleviate pain for the liver, hepatitis. What the hell? I could have swore someone said something about the liver. Weird. Wait, no, this is Eight of Swords, not Cups. Great. Definitely not Cups. Some friends become enemies, some enemies become friends. Tide tab turn. Yeah, it's a reverse Eight of Swords. I just read you guys. Yesenia, just because you put a question mark after the statement doesn't make it any less of a statement. Hold on, let me finish let me finish the homies' readings. Guys, girls. Can we lend at least 20% of our attention to the homie right now? He's about to get murdered in a love triangle. We've got all kinds of swords, 8 of them. Well, actually, they're pointing up because the card's reversed. So you're good, brother. At least so far, you're good. The next card, however, is the 5 of Cups. Now we got some cups. Horsetail. Ooh, horsetail is a really, really good herb, actually. If you guys have horsetail growing around you, grab that shit, make some tea. It's a but don't use too much of it. It's really powerful medicine, though. Yada, yada, yada. Preoccupation with loss, so reverse meaning time of appropriate grief and remorse, knowing that there will be an end to sorrow and a hopeful future. Oh, so it's looking like your reversal cards are actually coming up to be pretty positive. Nice, brother. So far, so good. Now, 2 of Cups. The fuck is an Uva Ursi? Diuretic, astringent. Used as a urinary astringent for all genitourinary disorders. It's also taken to help restore normal blood sugar levels in diabetes and is taken yada yada yada. The highest relationship possible. So this is the divinatory meaning of your card. The highest relationship possible. Meeting of 2 in harmony. Sharing one's gifts with others. Perfectly controlled energy flow. Focused on the highest truth of your relationship and wait it out. Wow, that was strangely relevant to your question, was it not? Nice, there you go, Huey. The gods are in your favor. Heather, what's cracking? Nice to see you again. I hope the dancing's going well. I hope the dark spell casting is not taking up too much. Heavy energy. The one that's on you. Sorry. Leave her alone. I feel like Heather's always got the comedy one-liners in the chat room. It turns the statement into a request. Sorry, I'm catching up with you guys' comments. I'm super far behind. My bad. Yeah, there's definitely some crazy shifts. It's a hard word to say properly. Shifts. There's a lot of shifts that have been going on lately. I feel it, especially tonight. No, 2 of Cups was not reversed, you guys. 2 of Cups was righteous. Right side up. Heather, thank you for that PSA. Everyone take heed of that. Yeah, I thought you were always supposed to read them reverse, and then I think the first time I was reading them reverse on one of these lives, everyone was like, nah, homie, you don't read them reverse because it means the same thing. And I was like, nah, homie, if there's a fucking reverse side, it's there for a reason. And I'm like, nah, homie. And I'm like, nah, homie. And they were like, nah, homie. And I kicked them out of the chat room. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't kick them out of the chat room. Nor did we go back and forth that much. Anywho, going to the Santeria store. Yeah, well, what does it mean? You had the reverse 8 of Swords, which was stay present in the focus moment, which to me in this situation means romance relationships that have passion mixed in with them, like a lover, tend to be skewed by unnecessary thoughts about the future, past, or even present. We start creating these ideals about the person, projecting things onto the person that we may or may not even know are true. So, the first card says stay in the present moment, which to me means just read the situation as it is. Try not to give Try not to add something that isn't there. Try not to take away something that is there. Be real, be present. Second one was Five of Cups, which I can't remember what the fuck the Five of Cups was. The hell was the Five of Cups again? Some friends become enemies. Some enemies become friends. Penticles, Five of Cups. Oh, the Horsetail. The reverse was time of appropriate grief and remorse, knowing that there will be an end to sorrow and a hopeful future. I guess that one seems to be pretty self-explanatory. If you seem bummed that you don't got the woman, I think, is that the case? You want her, or you want to get rid of her? I'm not sure. Hopeful future. And then the last one was the Two of Cups, which is just two lover-ass lovers doing lover shit. Fucking cupcaking in the bushes. How sweet is that? They're just cupcaking with two cups. Like, look at us, we're cupcaking lovers in the bushes. Drinking out of cups and shit. But there's the Hermetic seal above the cups, which is interesting. What the hell does that have to do with the card? Well, the two snakes are wrapping around, so that's the masculine and feminine. So the rise of Kundalini. Maybe this is going to be a little Kundalini lover. You guys can start doing some freaky Kama Sutra shit with each other. But remember, don't release as a man, so that way you can store that shit up and attract the $200 million. Save a seed, buy $1 million with the $200 million. Plant a forest. That's the goal. Florida water on point. Well, men are emotionally constipated, so we have to project. You don't have to do anything. You choose to project. I'm not saying that you don't have to. I project all the fucking time. But changing the wording to choosing to project and having to project are really substantial changes in syntax. That's the whole fucking point of spells and spelling, right? Is each word has a meaning. And you say you have to do something. It's like you don't have to project onto someone. That's just an excuse. You're just giving yourself a reason. It's a good reason. Here's the thing with reasons and excuses, guys. You should really. Someone told me this and it stuck. Sometimes we need to be unreasonable. We have so many reasons why we do things, and they're fucking good reasons. Here's the thing. Sure, some excuses we have are BS, right? Like, get the fuck out of here. That's just an excuse. But some of the excuses that turn into reasons, because reasons are a little more, let's say they're more accepted. Like you say, men are emotionally constipated, so I have to project. Men may be emotionally constipated. However, to say that you have to project in that case is saying that the power of your actions lies in men. So depending upon how a man is dictates how you are, which is backwards. It should be you dictate how you are regardless of how the man is. And that's the difference between saying I choose to be a certain way and I have to be a certain way. It's an old trick. I know you were being like cute or I'm sure you were being serious, but in a cute way. But still, that's important to note for all you guys out there with the reasons and excuses that you give yourselves. Oh, you say cupcaking? My old teammate in college used to always. He'd be like, say you're on the couch with a girl when he walked in the house. He'd be like, "What are you cupcaking sons of bitches up to?" It was funnier when he said it, but. Huey, you're a youngin', 94, 4, 6, you're like 25-ish. Hey, not necessarily a king, just a messenger of sorts. I usually like to be a little more low profile than kings. Stand up too high, too tall, the head gets chopped off, as they say. Reading your guys' comments right now. Aw, thanks, Mickey Kemmler. Appreciate that. Thanks for the shout out. And no more winking about. Yeah, seriously, Huey, come on, man. Step into your fucking shit. You should cut out the wanking, man. Cut out the fucking wanking, my dude. Jesus Christ, you can't fucking. You gotta get on that no fat life, man, because the flesh is fucking. I got the Aries Sun. I got the Gemini Venus. The Aquarian rising. The temptations of the flesh are real, my friend, and they are only as real as they are because they are as powerful as they are. So you gotta use that shit wisely. Do yourself a fucking solid. Cut out the porn. If you want to become more attractive to women, the number one thing I found that made me more attractive to women was cutting out the porn, cutting out the wanking, cutting out the unnecessary expulsion of sexual energy, which for a man, that's what you're doing. Creativity, confidence, the way you carry yourself. I swear to God, women sense something different about you when you do. It's strange. I mean, I'm not even talking about like porn and things like that. If people who are serious about tantric exercises and tantric practices won't even finish when they're having sex with their partner, that's even a practice, you know, and they only finish for certain things. Like some people will only finish for a child. Can you imagine how fucking potent that child is going to be if the only time he's ever busted a nut was for that child? Like, talk about if you're talking on a spiritual sort of frequency level. Imagine the buildup of that shit. Anywho, I digress. Yesenia demanded we pull a card for her. So bossy. So we'll pull a card on the way out. God damn, John Smith. God damn, indeed. Where you been? Everyone get mad at John Smith right now because he wasn't here for the live. Just kidding. John Smith is a homie. Don't get mad at him. What up, home business? Mr. Jojo, right? No fat life, bros. No, don't wake, period. Whether, I mean, porn has got its own demons as far as like restructuring brain chemistry, which you don't want to fuck with. But just no wanking, period. After a week, you get wet dreams. Well, yeah, but you gotta last longer than a week, bro. Like, I'm talking go fucking months, years without wanking. If you've only experimented with a couple weeks, man, you gotta step your game up. You're a musician. Doubt if it. I wasn't a musician until way late in my life. I was shy. I was the dude who got put in the friend zone all the time because I was the nice guy. Look at me, I'm the nice guy. Aren't I so nice? I'm like there for you when you want to talk about the stupidest things ever, and I'm always listening because I'm the nice guy. Have sex with me, I'm the nice guy. That was Keith in his 20s, basically. I was a late bloomer to the music scene. I didn't really start performing publicly until my late 20s when I started getting it dialed in. I'd say about 27 was when I figured my shit out and I like stepped into myself as a man and as like knowing who I was, what I wanted, how I wanted it, still fucking figuring it out. Don't get me wrong, but like you guys would be surprised the Keith from a decade ago compared to the Keith from now. But I didn't pull a card for Homegirl. Here's your card. Queen of Cups, Yesenia. What up? Queen of Cups. Spiritual nutbuster. I can't. Hey, native. If you wanna keep it on track, you gotta keep it in the sack. Oh my God, you're still here, Nessa? Damn, holding it down with the squad though. Hey, if you wanna please, you gotta marinate the seeds. What else we got, you guys? Just fuck. Oh, nice guys finish first. That's why they get friend zoned. Oh my God, I got friend zoned more than I'm willing to admit. But the weird thing is that I also friend zoned a lot of women, who were like, "Yo, what up, Keith? Like, I was all about you," and they were good-looking women, but I was like, meh. It's weird. Like, I was a shy guy that was also really picky, so. Slow. 20s were slow. The early 20s were kind of slow. I kind of picked it up towards the end. Hey, some people are late bloomers. What do you want? Yada yada yada. At least I have me a new video to watch. I'm 25 and I feel that time's a ticking. Lo aprecio también, Yesenia. Thank you for hanging with the squad. I'm sure you know what Queen of Cups is. You queen. You old queen. You old goddess queen. Have fun. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys next time. Ooh. Donations are in the description. I have the PayPal set up. The fucking Streamlabs was failing. I know you guys are like, Keith, it doesn't work. Like, Keith, what the fuck? I gotta sign up. I know. Fuck that system. I'm done. We're done. So it's just going through PayPal. If you guys want to help a homie out, the link is in the description. Super simple. It takes you straight to the PayPal. It's like nothing intuitive. You don't have to download shit or do anything weird. So yeah, thanks. Any other shameless promo? The Etsy shop is killing it. I have the white sage. The video's not over yet, but I have some white sage that I distilled. I distilled the essential oil, but I'm also selling the hydrosol. So it's like a smudging spray that's smokeless. You have all the compounds, all the essential oils, all the oleo resins from the plants. Only it's, well, actually not the oleo resins, but you have all the goodness of the plant in the bottle, so you can spray it. So if you're somewhere where you can't smoke the homies out, spray the shit. And it smells so fucking good, you guys. Oh my God. So there's some new products at the Etsy shop. The Patreon is always an option, and remember, people who are on the Patreon get discounts on the Etsy shop, up to 20% on the Etsy shop. So if you guys buy spiritual shit like candles that have beeswax candles, or essential oils, or ritual candles, or did I say essential oils? Essential oils. I got my own homemade lavender oil, mugwort essential oil, white sage essential oil, rosemary essential oil. Like, we're fucking killing it on the oil fronts these days. Resins, burning frankincense resins and frankincense resin kits. These are dope as fuck too. Ask the squad. Yeah, you can get all that shit discounted on the Etsy shop from the Patreon. Sort of help me help you. That's it for the shameless promotion, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me through it. Fish gotta swim. Birds gotta eat. Speaking of eating, I am starving right now. Oh, by the way, who the hell said they're 25 and time is a ticking? Get the fuck out of here with that. Who said that? Nay, child. What? What? Time is a ticking for what? What the hell is time ticking for at 25? The high school basketball team? Okay, maybe your time is up on high school at 25. But my dude, 20... You gotta not be so hard on yourself. However, you're in a better boat than most because you at least have a fire lit underneath you. You're at least acknowledging death knocking at your door. But just know in reality that you're so young. Like, if I would have started this channel, the Etsy shop, and my nursery, my plant nursery, at 25, which is much enthusiasm as I'm doing now, my God, I would be fucking... Based off the growth of my channel, the growth of my Etsy shop, just the growth of what I've been doing, if I had been doing this for 6 years, oh my, I would not be living here. First of all, I would have nice equipment. Second, so the picture would be nicer and smoother, and you guys would hear me better and see me better. I would have my own farm by now. Like, dude, you're so young. 25 is just start now, and give it 110. Like, you don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Peace out, Yesenia. Dominique, I didn't answer your question. That's because I get asked 1,000 questions in the chat box, and it's hard to keep up with them all. So, any of you guys, if I didn't answer your question, ask it again, please. As you can tell, I'm very fucking scatterbrained. Yes, spray smudge, Heather. What up? It smells amazing. Distilled by Chiboy, right here himself. Actually, the white sage was distilled under the Aries full moon we had at the beginning of the month. I distilled the white sage oil and hydrosol on the full moon that night, so it's fucking potent. Moan, you brought my mugwort. Which mugwort? The oil or the actual material? If it could have been any other way, it would have. Which is the saddest, truest statement I think I've heard all night, Heather. Okay, here's your card. Home business printing. I'll pull a card for you if you print me some business cards. Or t-shirts. T-shirts. Let's get some Mad Players t-shirts. Here's your card. 10 of Swords. Bloody as hell. There's a barren tree and 10 swords bleeding and stabbed into the earth. I don't know what that card means, but it can't be good. Oh, the Dream Blend. That's right, you guys. I also have fucking Spagyrics, which are like the best sellers in the shop. How could I forget? They make straight up powerful dreams. They're called Spagyrics. They're like next level tinctures of Mexican dream herb and mugwort. And they come in these little vials, and they taste like the most, like, I've never tongued a booty myself, but I feel like if you were to tongue a booty, it would taste maybe not that bad. It's just really bitter. Sorry, that was a really graphic example. Unnecessary, Keith. Unnecessary. Anywho, it's really bitter and hard, but it fucking takes, like, for me, like 2 days of consecutive use of this stuff, and I'm having a ridiculous amount of dreams, and it's really cool. It's actually works really well. People are loving it too. So, Dream Blend. So, wait, what does Hermetic say about what? Oh, how Hermetics talks about God and polarity. Everyone says God is love and light. Hopefully a clean booty. Not that I'm opposed to eating the booty. The thought had never crossed my mind until everyone was like posting about eating the booty, and all of a sudden it was the thing. Like, hey, it's the thing. Everyone just go out there and eat booties. Again, I'm not necessarily opposed to it. I just never would have thought of doing it of my own volition. We talk about the strangest things on this channel. What does Hermetics say about polarity and how everyone says God is love and light? Simple. God is not love and light. The all is not love and light. The all is undefinable. Again, you cannot put a definition on the all, because by definition, a definition is something that defines something. And what it means to be defined means to put a box around something, to define it. You put a border around it. You say, this is a phone. I'm holding a phone in my hand. It is defined as a phone because it has edges and it turns on. So within the walls, within the edges of this phone is the phone, and on the outside is air, me, everything that's on the outside of this phone. So to say that the all is love and light is to first of all to define it, and there's nothing outside of the all which to define the all, so that would be silly, right? Because the all is everything, so how can you define something that's everything? And also because love and light have opposites. Light, darkness. Love, hate. So, and by definition, again, opposites are identical in nature but vary to degree. So love and hate are the same thing. Light and darkness are the same thing. The only difference is where on the scale are you looking at the two things. For example, heat energy. Right now it's 70 degrees outside right now. Right? 70 degrees. We're measuring temperature. Whether it's 70 degrees or 20 degrees, we're measuring the same exact thing, temperature. So 70 might be warm compared to 20, right? Because one is at the opposite end of the pole. But if you move the scale up and you say the low end is 70 and the high end is now 200 degrees, so you're in a sauna and it's 200 degrees, you're going to think to yourself, it's hot as fuck in here. You're going to walk out, it's going to be 70 degrees, you're going to say, oh, it's cool as fuck in here, it feels so nice. Right, so perspective has a lot to do with it. And because of that, again, polarity, opposites, are the same exact thing in nature, identical in nature. Love and hate are identical in nature. They just vary in degree. They vary where they manifest on the spectrum. So what Hermeticists say about God being love and hate, again, the sages just laugh at it, because the only reason why people say that God is love and light is because everyone else says God is love and light. And this is why the sages laugh at people, because people are sheep and they just parrot and mimic everything everyone else is saying as long as there's enough people saying it. Like, hey everyone, let's eat the booty. Again, not saying we shouldn't eat the booty. I'm just saying it's not until it's generally accepted that people are like, oh, alright, that sounds like a good idea, I'm gonna eat the booty. Don't eat the booty. Just kidding, eat the booty. If it's clean and she's hot and she wants you to eat the booty, eat the booty. Even if she's not hot. If she makes really good food and she's super nice to you and takes care of your plants, still eat the booty. Again, with the weird conversations. So God is everything. God is not love. God is not light. God is not hate. God is not darkness. God is not me. God is not you. God is... And when you understand that, you will unlock all the secrets of the multiverse. All on the path for 200 million. MCQ31MC, thank you for the reminder. My cat just stuck his paw in my plate and pulled spaghetti. Oh my god, spaghetti sounds so good. I would love a nice bowl of noodles right now. That would make me really happy. See, Heather, that's a good point. Where your question is there darkness or simply absence of light? And the Hermeticists would say there's an absence of light. That there's an absence of happiness for sadness. That there's an absence of courage for fear. Where the direction of life, like I said about the suicide thing earlier, the direction of life tends to be to ascend, right? To ascend in complexity, grandeur, beauty, and that tends to go towards I don't even know, like growth, I guess. But everything's so subjective. It's tough. I'm still, to be honest with you, I can't really expand on that more because I haven't been able to wrap my head around it as much as to why life tends to gravitate towards ascension, towards the positive side of the scale. Because that's what the Hermeticists say. They say life goes towards the positive. Sort of like we spiral, like it's circular, but it's circular up. So we're circling up, always ascending, always raising in vibration, raising in frequency. Which says that, yeah, it's, if you're only going up and getting more light, then going in reverse is just getting less light, because that's saying source is light. But I also don't want to say source is light, because then that gives a definition to source that fucks the whole algorithm up. Can't do it. Will not compute. So I got to get back to you guys on that one. But you are right, Heather. That is definitely probably more true than not, that darkness is more of an absence of light. Oh, Brandy, you did ask that question earlier, huh? I forgot to respond to that. Lemon oil on my fingertips. Moan, I'll not eat a booty ever. I forgot that we were... It's funny because I'll talk about things and then check the comments. And like 5 minutes later, I'll read the comments and go, oh, that's right. We were talking about eating the booty. And now there's all kinds of eating the booty comments that I have to catch up with. Wonderful. Like I said, it's a nice gesture. Oh my god, that's too funny. Yeah, Heather, that's a good point. The whole concept of time and being here longer. I've had that thought a lot. Well, when you say we are too finite to comprehend, the question is, what are you referring to when you say we? Who is the I that you speak of? The ego I? The superconscious I? There's different kinds of I's, right? So you that's typing is your conscious I, which is very finite. For example, try to think about 5 things at once with your conscious mind. Musicians, like me as a piano player, I can think about 2 hands, 1 foot, and say I'm singing. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 different body parts doing completely separate things to keep one rhythm, right? So that's, what was that? 1, 2. That's 4 things. That's 4 things I can concentrate at one time, and that took me years to be able to do well. So when you said we're too finite to comprehend, that's, yes, we are too finite, because that's just how the ego is. I mean, even when you start reading about the Arcturians or the Pleiadians, even creatures at that next level say we have to access the Akashic records to know everything, because to exist on the outside of the all is to exist with an ego, because you have to have a lens which individualizes you to have an experience within the mind of the all. You have to have an ego, whether it's the ego of an Arcturian or the ego of a human. Same thing, different degree. And that ego sort of separates you from oneness. And so that's what I'm saying. The sages, the meditators, the fucking aliens, the Arcturians, whoever it is, are all like, yo, we access the Akashic records. That's how we have information. That's how we know this shit. Because even they can't process everything with their minds that seem infinitely greater than ours. So again, yes, we are infinite creatures. Yes, we have access to infinite knowledge, but we also don't. Because, as the Hermetic philosophy says, all truths are but half-truths. Can't think about that right now, Heather. I can't wrap my head around it, because those are the thoughts where I just need to lie down. Thank you, Native. Thanks for the continued love for the past, like, 5 years now. Native Peacemaker runs a pretty dope YouTube channel. I think I started following her like 5 years ago from some super Parisian video that she released. So thanks, Native. Appreciate it. That's fine. You can spell my name with an I, by the way. My government is with an I, but don't tell anybody. I did read the second part of your comment. That's when I said I can't think about it, because it's like, fuck. So I'll be 31. No, I am 31. I'll be 32. Getting close to my Jesus here. And, yeah, I do that a lot, especially with high school, because high school felt like it was forever, but it was only 4 years. High school was 4 years, and it felt like forever. 4 years ago from today, it felt like a blink of an eye. Like I was doing the same shit now, but just different. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. It keeps me up at night. Anywho, that's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I need to get some food. I'm hungry as fuck. Thanks for chilling. You guys could be anywhere, again, as per usual, but you're here hanging out with the squad. You took your shoes off, and you hung out a while. And I'm very thankful for that. So thank you guys. Spaghetti squash. I'm about to grow some squash at the house. I just pulled up all the pumpkins. And I'm going to plant some butternut squash. I'm going to plant some acorn squash. Might plant me some radish. Maybe some cold weather cucumbers. That would be nice. 39, I'm not far behind you, John Smith. I feel like I'm not far behind you. Though you are still quite a ways off. No, I'm just kidding. Kinda. Ooh, took your socks off? Oh my god, Huey, you little rascal. Anyway, thanks you guys. And I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.